And at that point, something clicked. Now, she wasn't able to put it together right away, but she took it to her therapy, and her therapist helped her realize that grandma was really struggling with her feelings.
Nothing I did was working. The more I tried, the more out of control my eating became. Then, I did something I hadn't tried before. I became a savvy detective and figured things out. If I can do it, so can you. Find out more at solveyouroutofcontroleating.com.
Hi, welcome to Solve Your Out of Control Eating, where we solve real-life eating issues. My name is Michelle Holtzberger, and I'm a clinical social worker.
And I'm Victoria Todd. I'm a child and adult psychoanalyst. I've been helping my patients with all kinds of eating issues for a very long time. And thanks to my work with these brave individuals, I have learned so much. Now, Michelle and I want to bring those insights to you so that you have the chance to learn from others.
Today, we would like to teach you how to become savvy detectives and search for clues. And clues are feelings that get in the way and make it very difficult and maybe even impossible for people to make the right choices. So, grab your detective cap, your magnifying glass, and your notebook, and share in the comments, because today we're going to meet Lauren and see what she can teach us. We invite you to step into our virtual office and hear this brief therapy session, sort of like being a fly on the wall. And then stick around afterwards to hear our insights and some practical advice. Now, here's Lauren.
My eating is completely out of control. It's semi-normal during the day, but at night, it's crazy. I can't stop eating all this junk food. I bet I've put on 10 pounds this week. I'm serious.
So what's going on?
Nothing. I mean, my grandfather's funeral is on Wednesday.
That's hardly nothing, Laura.
No, I'm fine with it. He lived a long life and he'd been sick for a while, so his death was no surprise.
That sounds like your head talking, but I want to hear from your heart.
He was a really good grandpa.
Aw, tell me about him.
He sold insurance, but that was his job. He taught me how to fish and to prepare what we caught. That was kind of nasty, but it sure tasted good. He taught me how to smoke meat too and make rhubarb pie. He had a big rhubarb patch in his yard, and he was a really good carpenter. Made stuff for my dollhouse and made our family a really nice stable for our nativity set. Oh, and he made these frames for my mom's raised flower beds. He never missed a swim meet. Him and my grandma were always there, and they would take me and my teammates to Truly's for burgers, even if we sucked. They always made us feel better. In the summer, they would take me and my friends to fairs and Cedar Point every August. That was so much fun. It had to be boring for them to watch us on rides, the Ferris wheel and roller coasters, but they did it anyway.
Sounds like they were very kind.
They were. My grandpa would listen to me ramble on endlessly about girl stuff. He had a real big nail bed, and he would let me paint them and put makeup on him when I wanted to play beauty shop.
What a sweet grandpa. He certainly invested in you.
Invested? Oh, yeah. He was real interested in me. I think he felt sorry for me because my parents were always working.
What about that, Laura?
They were always busy. My mom was a teacher, and my dad had lots of meetings. We didn't eat together or go to church or anything, but when I went to my grandpa's house, it was totally different. We always ate together, always. And we'd always say grace and go to church. We'd go out and cut down a real Christmas tree. and my parents had a fake one. Fake like us. But my grandparents had a real one. And we'd ride around looking at Christmas lights, and my grandma would take me to see the Nutcracker every year. Grandpa wasn't too interested in that, but he would go with us to hear the symphony perform Christmas carols. And we'd decorate the tree with all the real old ornaments that I loved. And we'd make popcorn balls and Christmas cookies. Grandpa ate as many as he iced.
Sounds like you spent a lot of time with them.
Yes, till I was older and hanging out more with my friends. I'm feeling really sad now. Grandpa had Alzheimer's for a while and was really unreachable. I only saw glimpses of his old self, and it was really hard on my grandma to take care of him. I thought she was handling his death pretty well, but yesterday I made her some soup and took it by, and she was ironing all these beige shirts. They were hanging up everywhere. When I asked her about it, she said that my grandpa was so particular about his appearance when he was so young, so she wanted to make sure that his shirts matched the lining in the casket.
What do you make of that, Laura?
It kept her busy,
She kept busy, so
so she wouldn't feel so sad.
what about you, Laura? Is it possible you stayed busy eating?
So I wouldn't feel sad? Yeah, I just feel so sad right now.
Sounds like you were trying to avoid all these sad feelings. I know.
I guess, yeah. The sad is just too big for us both.
Well, Vicky, now it's time for our detective work with this touching story. What do you think?
I think this is a perfect example of what I often hear in my private practice.
People just completely unaware of feelings and emotions.
Yes. My patients will come into the office. They will tell me they've been eating nonstop. I'll inquire as to what's going on in their life. They'll tell me nothing. But when we go searching for clues, we always find out differently.
No, yeah, Laura presented as just being kind of nonchalant about her grandfather's death. He was sick a long time, and they knew it was coming, kind of no big deal.
Until she saw her grandmother ironing all those shirts. And at that point, something clicked. Now, she wasn't able to put it together right away, but she took it to her therapy, and her therapist helped her realize that grandma was really struggling with her feelings and that she was distracting herself with the ironing.
Just like Laura was distracting herself with the food.
Exactly. I mean, these two were faced with the funeral of a beloved family member. No, he hadn't been himself for a while, but they remember him when he was. Laura provided wonderful memories of her grandpa when he was himself. And that's the grandpa that they're going to grieve. In times like this, high stress times, we all feel anxious. And it's very hard to sit with those feelings. We feel driven into action. What can I do to get rid of this horrible tension in my body? For grandma, she focused on details, and she was able to relieve some tension by ironing. Laura wasn't even able to allow herself to know about the sad feelings. She just proceeded to eat as a distraction.
Which is certainly common in that situation.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And it makes all the difference in the world to just let the feelings out and use words to describe them. And it takes away the power and grip that it has over you by expressing yourself.
Exactly. Well, verbalizing is the way to master. You know, if you're not verbalizing, what the two of them were doing was they were discharging their tension in a body way. This is a higher level of functioning that we're talking about by putting it into words.
So what can individuals do if they catch themselves eating and munching away in a situation like this?
Go searching for clues. Behavior, including eating, is a nonverbal communication. Your body is telling you that there's something that needs your attention. And if it's repetitive behavior, your body is telling you that there's something important that needs your attention. For Laura, it was her sad feelings about Grandpa's death. But the important thing is, as much as you're able to, avoid all this negative self-talk. It's a complete waste of time and energy. We're doing these videos to help everybody sharpen their noticing skills and their figuring out skills. So when you catch yourself munching away, put on the detective cap and go to work.
Right, right. And if someone's not in therapy, they can start to address some of these feelings by talking with a trusted friend. And if that's not an option, then they can always journal.
Journal. Get that mess out of your head, get it down on a piece of paper. The paper will hold it for you. Then, when you're ready, address it in bearable bits. Remember, bearable bits, a little bit at a time.
So look at those feelings a little bit at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't go rush and read your notebook all at once. Just take it in small amounts. That's it for now, and thanks for watching. Share your comments and give us a like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell, and join us at solveyouroutofcontroleating.com for more stories about making connections.